Hello, welcome to another INFJ Ramble. I just decided to randomly record this. I came across like a forum, and I guess the question that um, was being asked is, why do INFJs feel the need to hurt themselves um, just so that other people can feel better? And I was like, wow, that's a very interesting question. Why do we hurt ourselves in order to make someone else feel better? I think this kind of goes hand in hand with my video, Don't Set Yourself on Fire to Keep Someone Else Warm. I think that inquiry definitely is something that we don't think much about when we are younger. I think it's just like a natural inclination to want to put ourselves in a position to get hurt in order for someone else to be in a better situation. And I mean, this is just a shot in the dark, but when we're younger, I don't think we're aware that we're doing that. I think we have a very well developed moral compass from the time we were young. Like for instance, for me, like I always had like a set of principles and morals and standards already implemented in me when I was young. Like I didn't really need too much parental guidance. Yeah, that's kind of strange if you think about it. And I know for a long time I operated in such a way, like, like be kind to others, like treat others how you want to be treated, like try not to hurt others, I don't know, like a lot of self-sacrificial things. And that was kind of already implemented in me when I was younger, because trust me, when I was growing up with my family, I kind of bounced around to different households and I was surrounded by different people. But not all of the people I lived with had these morals. Like, there was a lot of verbal, mental, emotional, physical abuse going on. Like they weren't necessarily telling me, oh, to be kind and to speak a certain way. No, it was already in me, honestly. And yeah, and in other videos, I touched on, like, I was reading before I was 1 years old. My mom was bringing me to college when I was 2 or 3, and I would just sit there at the desk, and she would give me pens and papers, and I could sit throughout a class and not disturb anyone and just be totally content drawing on the paper with my pencils and pens. And yeah, it's very interesting. So, I mean, the question is, like, is it because we were brought up in traumatized spaces, or was this information already downloaded before we were conceived and birthed? I mean, that's an interesting question. I mean, I can only go off of my own firsthand experience, but I also noted that I was my own worst judge and critic. Like, I was the most harshest person, like, to myself, like, to keep myself in line, to keep myself to a standard, to make sure I was following a particular protocol that wouldn't allow me to hurt another person or being. I mean, I remember when I was like, I don't know, I feel like I was probably 4 or something. I would rescue hurt birds and insects, and I would bring them into the home, and I would try to, like, make them feel better, and then when they would die, I would just be devastated, you know. And I didn't understand, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? So it's almost like we already had the information downloaded early on, because there's a lot of things that I would do that wasn't something I learned or was influenced by. It was just kind of like already set in place. And then, I feel like as I was growing up, I thought everybody operated similarly. Like, I had no idea that everybody had their own operating system. And so when they would do something that was out of what I perceived to be out of line, I would be so like whoa, like so confused, you know, like just so baffled that somebody would, like, I don't know, like kill a bug or something. And I'd be like, just super traumatized by that. And then, I go through life for most of my life, like into my 20s and 30s and 40s, and I'm constantly sacrificing myself in order for others to be better, to be in better positions, to feel better. Like if somebody needed like clothes, I would just be like, here, have clothes, or like, you need blankets, here's blankets, like I wouldn't even think twice about it. But then I noted now that operating that way, in an extreme way, without boundaries, can create a lot of chaos and destruction for myself. So at some point, it becomes self abuse or self abandonment or self neglect. But yeah, um, I want to say, like, I mean, I would like to say that we go out of our way not to hurt people, and also to make sure everyone else is better, because we don't want to inflict the same pain that we felt. And to some degree that's true, but then to another degree I just felt like I already had this like in me since I was a young kid. Like, for instance, when I was saving those bugs and those birds, like, it wasn't because I saw my mom do it or my grandparents do it or a neighbor do it. It was just like a natural inclination. So I guess something to think about, something I'm still thinking about. But I figure I'd put the video out there, and then maybe you could share some insights, maybe of similar situations. Yeah, because I feel like I didn't learn this from anyone. It was something that was already, like I said, ingrained in me, to help others, to I don't know, like, yeah, to like treat others how I want to be treated. Like if there was like the last muffin on the plate, I would not eat it. I would offer it to someone else first. Just little things like that. Old soul, maybe. Old soul stuff. I don't know, I'm just talking out loud. Anyways, if you learned something cool, if this video got you thinking, it's got me thinking. And I don't really have like a real answer. This is just like random thoughts coming out my head. Yeah. Blessings to one and all. Amen.